Good morning and welcome to Our Chicago. I'm Tanya Babich. Preparations are underway at Grant Park for Lollapalooza. It begins on Thursday at full capacity after missing a year because of the pandemic. Now in 2019, 400,000 people attended over the course of 4 days. The return of the popular music festival comes at a time, though, of rising COVID cases here in Illinois and across the country. Joining me now to talk about the precautions that are being taken with the goal of keeping people safe is Dr. Allison Arwady, Commissioner of the Chicago Department of Public Health. Dr. Arwady, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I have to start by asking, has your enthusiasm for holding a massive music festival at full capacity waned at all since our COVID metrics and the proliferation specifically of the Delta variant has started to increase?
So I'll tell you, I'm very glad that this music festival is out of doors, which we know is one of the most important things for limiting risk. And I'm also really glad that the Lollapalooza organizers have taken the best approach here in terms of limiting risk in every way that they can, ensuring that everybody who's attending, people either need to be fully vaccinated or have proof of a negative test, before entry, and that they've done all the things we're thinking about, air handling within any of the enclosed spaces within Lala, that they've have a good testing program in place for their staff, that all of their backstage folks are fully vaccinated. They really have been doing everything that is in line with having this be as safe as possible. And so certainly I wish that the COVID were not going up anywhere in the US, but we remain broadly in control at this point. And as long as people are responsible, vaccinated and or tested, we are continuing to trust the science that outdoor events generally do not hold major risks for transmission.
Well, let's tell people what they should expect when they arrive at Grant Park. What will they be asked? What information will they need to have with them?
So we are asking people to bring a physical copy of their ideally vaccine card. So you can have the card itself or you can have a photocopy. If you're coming with a test, again, we are asking people to have the physical copy of that test. It's got to have the date, it's got to have, the negative results, et cetera. If there are people who don't come with the physical, we can do the follow-up of pulling it up, on the screen, et cetera. But we've got a lot of people to move through, and it's big, operationally, they're not just looking for the Lala ticket, they're looking for that proof. And if people come without it, they will be turned away and they won't be able to come back until they, at a minimum, have proof of a negative test.
You've touched on this week. Let's go back and revisit it, though. You do have a message, and so does the FBI, for anyone thinking they might try to present a fake vaccine record.
Yes, that's right. So the FBI has been taking this really seriously and investigating both people who are selling and people who are buying fake vaccine cards. Look, we are not able to police absolutely everything. At some level, we certainly expect people to do the right thing. But yes, I want people to know that they are really at risk. They are breaking the law if they are trying to present vaccine credentials that are not real.
Dr. Arwady, what are your masking rules for the festival? And do they apply equally to festival goers and those who are working at the festival?
So because we are requiring full vaccination or negative tests, there is no masking requirement at the festival. You will see people in masks for sure. And that's where we recognize that if folks are unvaccinated, especially, people who may be taking tickets, et cetera, we may see some of that. And I certainly encourage people who are unvaccinated to wear that mask also. It adds another level of protection. And some of that is just because cases are on the increase, right? And it's another level of protection.
One last question for you, Dr. Arwady. The festival begins Thursday. Is there anything that might happen between now and then to prompt a change of course or additional safety measures?
No, I mean, we're meeting every single day with the Lala folks, right? Like about the operations and what this looks like and really trying to make sure the messaging is clear about what people need when they're coming and just looking at the operations of it. But I think in terms of the public facing message, we're moving ahead, we're monitoring, we're trying to do this really as safely as we're able to and following all the best science on this. I want to also remind folks, and you will see some more messaging about this, that it's not even so much the Lolla outdoor gathering is the fact that it does bring a lot of folks to town. So reminding people that if they're unvaccinated and they're, in gatherings that are inside at parties or hotel rooms, et cetera, we also really do need folks to be careful at that point. So, we can't make any setting 100% safe, but with where we are in Chicago for a large outdoor event that has as many precautions in place as we're able to, we're confident about moving ahead and taking it really seriously.
Dr. Allison Arwady, thanks so much for talking with us this morning. We do want to mention that a spokesperson for Lollapalooza says if people show up at the festival without proper documentation, they will be turned away. Now, after a short break, what having tourists come to Chicago for Lollapalooza could mean for hotels across the city. The president and CEO of the Illinois Hotel and Lodging Association joins us next. Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.